Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crypto Kings. In today's video, we're going to be talking a lot about the recent developments going on with Bitcoin, which has led to Shiba Inu's rise into a final green day after a very long period of red. So if you guys are new, drop a like. Let's get right into it. So this is an update that I'm sure you guys have been waiting on from me, and really is important to talk about, because what we're looking at right now is, for the first time, a sort of green day, and this could turn red any minute, but at least it isn't a bloodbath. And this is the first day we've seen this here in a little bit. And if you look at the 7-day chart, this is pretty brutal, honestly. And when it kind of comes down to it, when you compare Shib with Ethereum and Bitcoin, they really all have kind of a similar trajectory. And you could see this here over the past 7 days. So what's been going on? Well, essentially, what we wondered about yesterday was whether or not this would be a final period of, sort of reaccumulation for Bitcoin. And we were wondering, okay, how much lower is it going to go than 46 or 47 for people to start buying up once again, for people to start reaccumulating and realizing that this is the bottom of this current bull market? And that is kind of the question that a lot of people have been having, because really, when we look at the 1 month trend, Bitcoin is still doing a lot better now than it was. And same thing with Shiba Inu here. When we look at the 1 month trend here, it's still doing better than it was at the beginning of the month. But after this entire whole kind of surge here, for Ethereum, for Shib, for Bitcoin and Cardano and tons of other coins, after this whole surge here, the question was, how much longer and what is the price target where it will eventually reaccumulate? And thankfully, it looks like that reaccumulation period is either over or near the end, because as you guys can see here on the 7-day, the very, very bottom, the 6.8, the 6.7, looks as if it is done for now. Now, obviously, this could turn if Bitcoin decides to head down for the worst, but in general, I would say that right now, this looks like the end. This looks like a symbol of the end here, of this sort of reaccumulation phase here, at around 46, 47,000, which is absolutely fantastic, because everybody was wondering, okay, is Bitcoin going to crash down to 43, 44? Is Shib going to go into the mid sixes again? Is that going to be a possibility? And thankfully, it looks like that some of those gains that we made at the very beginning of the month, after that really awful end of July, it looks as if those are here to stay, those gains, which is absolutely fantastic. And speaking of gains, if you want to make some financial gains, probably the easiest 20-ish bucks you'll ever make in your life, link down below in the description, folks, to my Webull affiliate link. You get 3-4 stocks in your portfolio for free, valued up to $2,300 if you're lucky. So link down below in the description, guys. Literally, it takes you 5 minutes. I'm sure a lot of you guys use Binance and stuff like that already, but literally, you guys can make a Webull account, and it is the easiest 20 bucks you'll ever make. So link down below in the description. But regardless, guys, when we take a look at some of these trends here, again, this is exactly what we've been debating. So you guys can watch this here. Obviously, a very bad, sort of downtrend here, and finally we're seeing some upswing here. We're finally seeing some green, and the idea here is, are we finally on a new, sort of bullish movement, or is this just going to continue to plunge us down into a bear market? And thankfully, I really don't think that's the case with Bitcoin and Ethereum doing as good as they are. Same thing with Cardano here. And you guys take a look, Cardano, 286 right now, up 10% on the day, which is just wonderful. And you guys see that very, very clearly here, that Cardano has managed to, sort of pass this reaccumulation phase and have a nice buyback period, which obviously I don't know if it will be able to, sustain fully, but that's exactly the type of movement here we could see with Shib. We have this reaccumulation phase here, and a final rocket. Now, again, I can't guarantee a Shib rocket. Of course, I only make the best predictions I can, and that is really all that any of us can do. I'm not a financial advisor, just my personal opinions, but this is the best just about all of us can do. But as you guys can see here, man, it is teetering near the lower end of the relative strength index here, when it comes down to it. And right now, this buy volume is perhaps a little bit higher than maybe it had, sort of anticipated, and that's why it's kind of pushing the top of it. And I could really, over the next few hours here, see some candles here maybe headed to like 7.7. But really, man, it's gonna take probably a couple of days for this sort of, reaccumulation phase here to really end. And that's something that I think a lot of us are going to have to be vigilant of, is that over the next few days here, it's going to be tough to sort of break out of this region. But again, like I said, I do think it is completely possible to break out of this sort sort of downward trend here, because again, man, Bitcoin, Ethereum, really do mean so much in this situation, and Ethereum being up on the day, that always helps. And as you guys may or may not remember, Shib kind of had its run. It had this wonderful run here before Bitcoin and Ethereum had theirs. It was weird. It was almost like a premature kind of explosion here. This run, happened a few days before Bitcoin and Ethereum decided to rocket, in the way they did. So this run happened a little bit before, and therefore when Bitcoin and Ethereum decided to, do their thing over this period, obviously Shib wasn't performing as hot because it already had its run the week before. So again, when it comes down to it, I'm seeing a perhaps similar, sort of movement, a perhaps similar re-entry. When you guys take a look here, I want you guys to notice something here that you might have missed. When you guys see this movement here, and I'll circle it for you guys here on screen, when you guys see this movement here, which inevitably led to a breakout, what does this movement remind you of? This movement here reminds you of this movement here. And I mean, really, it is a very similar sort of pattern that we could be seeing here, as, it sort of ends a reaccumulation phase, a consolidation phase, which you guys can see here. This phase ends, then we get a lot of, sort of volatility here, a lot of, buying back, pushing out of the relative strength the next year, pushing past 70. And hey, look, what are we seeing here? Oh, possibly pushing past 70. So this area here could very much, sort of recreate this area here where, again, we're challenging that relative strength index and trying to push out of it. So, again, that is what I will be looking for here in the very near future. And of course, that does really, give the possibility of a potential breakout. And obviously, you guys can see here from a technical standpoint, all the, real indicators here are in place. We've had a long time here to sort of, kind of confront the idea that, okay, Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to have their run, and now, Shib really isn't going to do as phenomenally as it had. And obviously, that's kind of this period here. We see a little bit more of a dip as Ethereum and Bitcoin lose some of that momentum. And again, it looks like we are sort of gearing up for the possibility of another run here if Bitcoin and Ethereum are able to sort of, get themselves in gear and start, doing what they need to do once again. And obviously, Cardano is an example of a very similar kind of movement here. Obviously, I know a lot of you guys might, may or may not be fans of Cardano, but, as you guys can see here from a movement standpoint, it looks like right now that, this Cardano kind of movement, as you guys can see here, it has a nice run, and then it kind of has a reaccumulation phase where it falls down, and then it has, this sort of rocket. Really, Cardano has an extremely similar sort of trend to what we could be seeing here from Shib, because obviously, you watch the rocket, you watch it fall, and then obviously, it looks like we're ready for a potential rocket again. So with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. Again, we will link down below in the description. Make sure to use that for 3 to 4 free stocks valued up $2,300. With that being said, my name is Matt Lynn, and I'm in the comments how much Shib you guys are holding on to right now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.